Today, I'm going to be talking about all the things, my identity as an artist and how I came to that kind of title, if you like. And it was a process, let me tell you, some artwork that I'm going to be creating around that exact theme. If you haven't already subscribed, you've watched a couple of my videos, you've seen me pop up, you think, oh, she's quite interesting, then please subscribe to the channel. Enjoy. God knows where we're going. Just showing you some of the things that I've been working on. So I did these, to be fair, these are old sketches, but these are some new ones that I did when I was out painting with my friend the other day, and I really hated them. So I ripped them up and I stuck them back into this kind of collage fashion, and I much prefer this. And then I kind of taped it into my sketchbook so that, yeah, just as kind of a record of this process. It's one that Lewis Noble uses. If you don't know him, he's on YouTube, wonderful artist, abstract landscape artist. So that's what I've been doing here. Here is one of my collage papers, and do you know what? Sometimes these collage papers that I make from my silicone palettes are just so lovely, and I just thought, you know what, I'm not even ripping it up for collage. I'm just going to allow it to be, have its own page in my sketchbook and to be a feature rather than like rip it up and kind of cover it up with paint. So there's one, and then I did this other one as well that I really like. Oh, so yeah, I've just literally, this is wet strength tissue paper. So I've printed the palette onto the wet strength tissue paper, and then I've stuck it into my book with just some PVA. So that's that. This is some masking tape that I've had hanging around for ages. And I think it's from one of these paintings here that are still on my wall. Not yet for sale on my website, but, you know, there we are. Such is life. So, yeah, and they've been hanging around for ages. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to make a little landscape out of them. And I actually really like it. So we've got a bit of foreground here, and then some kind of hills and trees and stuff. Like, look at this nice tree here shape. So I kind of played with the bits and then stuck them down. And then this is a bit of sky, a little bird there. Look at the little bird. So yeah, and this is just offcuts of tape. And then this is a print. So I was doing some swatching, and this was my palette that I was using, which is actually a paper palette. And so I then printed it onto my sketchbook, my big sketchbook, and I just absolutely love it. I just think it's amazing. I might work into it some more, but also I just really like, look at the textures. The textures here I just absolutely love. This is a bird that I painted, and I do feel like this is going to become some kind of series. And I just love how like childlike it is, and I love the upward movement of the wings and these legs that are kind of swinging backwards as the bird flies forwards. And this is actually from a bird that I see all the time at a place that I walk my dog. You will have seen it before, I think, on the channel, but I'll put a picture of it in here. And I took some photographs of it the other day, standing, but then also in flight as well. So I love that. This is the palette that I was talking about a minute ago that I was stamping into my sketchbook. So I've got this one and this one as well, which I stamped into a different sketchbook. And then here's some other stuff that I've been working on. So I've been looking at vessels and just some really nice abstract stuff. This is tissue paper that I was cleaning off my watercolour brush on, and I just really loved it. And then I put in this shape here, and then I tried to put something up there, but it just didn't work. Like, this shape is just really doing it for me. So that's that. And then this is just a load of ink on top of a fun abstract that I was doing. It's not great, I don't love it, but also I did enjoy doing it. So, you know, swings and roundabouts. Here is another vessel page. Actually love this one. I used a stencil on top of it. And I really love that. And then here's more of the bird. So this is an egret from our local park. And yeah, I was just painting it in various different poses, various different shapes. And I'm just trying to make this as simple as possible. So I think sometimes I really overthink how complex things need to be. And you'll definitely see that if you look at previous work of mine that it's quite complex, and that's absolutely fine, like wonderful. And sometimes work needs to be complex to convey a message, but also sometimes it can be really simple to convey a message as well. So I'm going to probably go in again over these, but just stick into these simple shapes. On this particular day, I decided to come back from the dog walk and do some drawing in my sketchbook, just in the lounge. And I want to be able to capture interiors better and be better at drawing what is there, but also have my own style and flair and energy to it. So I was using my new colour pencils that I got. They're Caran d'Ache Luminance, I think they're called. I will put a link to them in the description. I really, really love them. I've never kind of thought about the great thing about having good pencils before, but actually it's wonderful. I really, really love them. They're such good quality. And here is the scene that I was drawing, and you know what, I'm quite happy with it actually. I feel like it's a good likeness, but also with its own energy and flair. I got these boards for £1. 5 boards for £1 from a car boot sale, and I am going to do some groundbreaking shit on these boards, right? These artworks are gonna, you know, change my world, right? Okay, let's go. I went to a car boot sale a couple of days ago. I've got some really cool art stuff, not necessarily stuff that I'm gonna paint on, although I actually did really get some great boards that I was showing you, but inspiration, art books, a really nice leather case, some really nice plant pots like ceramics that I'm going to either paint or use to put use as a still life setup to paint and draw. So yes, I will show you what those are now. Very exciting. Okay, let me just show you these first. These are actually not from the car boot sale. My mum gave me these, and these are amazing books. So let me just read exactly what they are. What does it say? It doesn't say on the cover. I found the title page earlier. Here we go. So, Popular Encyclopedia of Gardening. So yeah, and these are amazing books with loads of cool black and white pictures of flowers and trees and writing, which I can definitely use for some collage, as well as maybe using these to stick on my canvases. So yeah, I mean, look at this, cool, you know, these are like vegetables. Okay, now let's get on to the car boot sale stuff. So I got this really cool, fun bowl, and I'm going to put some oranges or something in this, or apples, and use it for still life. But look at the lovely painted on ivy here. My daughter's called Ivy, or one of my daughters is called Ivy, so I really like anything with ivy on it. So yeah, I got that, and I think that was £1. £1. There we go. This was also £1, so this isn't like majorly special, but I loved the tin. I just really loved it. It needs a little bit of a clean, and it'll be great for going out and about with my pens, pencils you can put in there, you know, your rubbers, your neo colours, all things like that for painting out and about or sketching out and about. So that's that. Lovely. I got this great book. So this book is 2018 Portland Gallery, Oliver Akers Douglas. so spotted this art book, and I should just give you a little flick through it, but it's got some wonderful, really good quality pictures of some beautiful, lovely, free paintings that look amazing. And this was 50p. So far I've spent £2.50. But yeah, look at those landscapes. They're amazing. And they're so free and lush. This is definitely like a direction that I'd like my work to head. So this would be really good to look at and see if I can kind of replicate some of the paintings in here. And then I've got this. This is a chamber pot. I don't know how old it is. Actually, I should look that up. If I can find out anything about this Maker's Mark, then I will pop it in here. But I'm going to use it to put a plant in. So yeah, I've got a few other chamber pots that I use. So they're absolutely brilliant for your indoor plants to put. It's a nice big bowl. Obviously, the plant pot will stick up a little bit above, or might do, but that's fine. Or you can put the soil directly in here, but that's not necessarily the best for drainage. So I usually get the plant pot and then put the whole plant pot in here. But look at that lovely floral pattern. Amazing, amazing. So this was £1. So this is leather. It says RG on it, so I assume that's the person who owned it. But I don't think they ever really used it. So it's got these great pouches in the front of it. And then it's, you know, I think this might even be like the original paper that was in it. So it's got these elastics here that run all the way through the paper. So I could put any paper, I can just put some A3 paper in there and fold it, some watercolour paper or whatever. This elastic might need replacing, but I can do that. That's within my capabilities. And there's a nice little pocket at the back. But just think how great that is for like sketching if you're travelling or whatever. Yeah, it needs a little bit of a clean. I might even decorate this cover. I'm sure I can get some leather paint or something. But that was a cool find, and that was £1 as well. And it's a tin, look. So it's for tea. It's a bit manky inside, mind you. But I was just going to use it to put supplies in. And also I can have it open and have all my supplies stood up. Or I can have it closed and use it for travelling about. I could put all sorts of good stuff in there. I am going to work on these paintings, and these are, I think, going to be a little bit different from my normal thing. I don't know, they might be, they might not, I'm not sure. I'll probably do like a time lapse or something so you can see me working on them. And they're paintings for me, actually. They're not for anyone else. Actually, to be fair, a lot of my art is for me. Most of it's for me. It's not really for anyone else at the moment. But they're going to convey an important message, I think. And these two things that are going to be on there have come to me recently, and I need them to be displayed, I think. So I'm going to work on those. Who knows if I'll finish them? I don't know. So I wanted to show you this as well. So I also got this about car boot sale I was talking about. Look what a cool vessel this is. So I could have some plants or some flowers out the top of this, or I could just have it on its own. It's got some really nice cool texture to it as well. I'm getting like purple paint on it now. It's got really cool texture to it as well. So yeah, that was another purchase that I made at the car boot sale. And as you can see, it was £1. Oh, again! Picked up this in a charity shop. I don't know how much it was. It was like 50p or a pound, something like that. And it's just this amazing map look that I can use for collage. So yeah, look at those cool colours and lines, and oh, I really love it. And the other thing I got, which is amazing, is this book here of clouds, the Cloud Book, How to Understand the Skies. I'm going to put my hand around the other side of the tripod. So look at all these amazing photographs of clouds, and I thought some of these would be lovely to like have a go at and replicate, or certainly try and use them as inspiration for some abstract work. So yes, absolutely love that. The Cloud Book, that came from a charity shop. That was also like a pound. So what a bargain. Okay, so here is what I'm working on, what you've just seen me doing. I've got all the paints out for that, but I've just been tidying the studio. And I seem to have acquired a lot of books recently. My chair's all set back up again. I'm going to show you what I do with leftover paint. So I've got this leftover paint here. I just squeezed that out and I hated that colour. I'm not that keen on that one either, to be honest with you. I really like this one. I feel like it kind of goes. I feel like they all kind of, there's a few neutrals there and one that's a little bit brighter. Anyway, I don't care about that much because I'm just going to throw it all on here. I'm going to make it a real, you know, just expressive mark making session, and use up some paint. There we go. So that is how I just use up all of the paint on my palette so that it doesn't get wasted. I also bought from the car boot sale this beautiful blanket. It's vintage, it only cost me £10, but it's lovely condition. It was filthy, so I gave it a really good wash, but it's in beautiful condition, and I'm going to use it as a background for my still life. Here it is. How lovely, it's wool as well. I don't know if it smells very much better. I washed it with a lot of dish washing up liquid. So it's this brand here, made in Holland. So I've created these two artworks and I just wanted to speak about them. So this one is I Do What I Want, and it's got this amazing green colour and that pink full stop with my initials here at the bottom, my signature. I do what I want. And the other one is I am an artist. And both quite raw and rough and ready, and I think that's what I wanted from them. I wanted them to be a little bit unfinished, actually. Yeah, I wanted them to be raw and unfinished. So yeah, I wanted these paintings to be a little bit rough, a little bit unfinished. So I'm an artist is a statement that I've actually really struggled to say, because for a long time I didn't see myself as an artist. Definitely a craft person, but not an artist. And it's really something that I've had to, it's been, and when I say it's been a mantra, I know it's been a mantra in the real sense of the word, like the repetition of that for me and for my soul. I have literally, had that in my mind, in my meditative and spiritual practices for some time. And it feels really good to be able to write it down and say it and actually believe it. So I just really love it. I'm an artist. I'm not sure if it'd be backwards for you or not. Probably. I don't know. I'm an artist. Yeah. And it's really nice to be able to say it. And I wanted it to be unfinished because I think I am unfinished. I'm completely unfinished. Like, stating that I am an artist is like the beginning of the journey. It's not the final thing, or, if that even is a thing. I don't think it is. But I'm an artist is quite a special sentence for me. And I've done the green full stop. I love pink and green, so I've just gone with my favourite colours. Very simple. There's lots of layers in there. You'll be able to see the layers in the previous clip. And I've just done it in my handwriting, first go. I haven't titivated it. I've just put a lot of layers and a lot of colours down and gone over that I am an artist. So it's kind of that repetition element is there. And yeah, I really love it. I'm going to keep it for myself. Don't know where I'm going to put it up yet. It's on a board, but the board's quite flimsy. So I don't know how I'm going to display it. I was thinking, just to be even more rough and ready, what I might do is I might bulldog clip both sides of the top of the picture or pictures, and then put a string like that and hang them like that. I thought that might be quite fun. I'm interested in different ways of displaying work, I think, as well. So I'm an artist, and then I do what I want. So yeah, and this is such an interesting statement, because we don't think we can do what we want. We think we have to do, and whether that's consciously or subconsciously, we think we have to do what the mainstream thing is, what someone else tells us to do, like we've been doing our whole lives. We have to kind of adhere to this structure. And again, to say I do what I want is actually quite a radical statement, because as a child, you think, when I'm an adult, I'm going to be able to do whatever I want. Like that's a whole thing, right? And as an adult, you don't feel like you can do whatever you want. You're so like tight and restricted. And so I do what I want. I watched something the other day, and I can't remember what it was, but the person was talking about graffiti, which really fascinated me when I was a child. Graffiti, I really loved it. And she was talking about, it must have been a woman then, I don't know. She was talking about graffiti being an urgency to write down something that someone was feeling or experiencing or wanted to express. And I do feel like that is a little bit of this, like an urgency to say, I do what I want. And actually, I'm 41. I went through an early menopause at 33. And now I'm in my 40s. I'm really, really feeling that energy of I do what I want, and that is this artwork. So yes, I'm excited, and I love both of these works. Are they perfect? No. Does it make me feel a little bit uncomfortable that they're unfinished? Absolutely. But that is the point, and that is the point in viewing them as well. Like, I want to make work that isn't necessarily like cozy and fluffy and kind of, I want to evoke emotion in myself, but also I want to express emotion from myself, but also I want other people to take something from it, gain something from it. Otherwise you know, that's the kind of the final piece of being an artist, I think, is you create the work for yourself, from yourself, and then for it to be seen by others is kind of the final part, like display it or whatever. And you don't have to, you know, but I do feel like, yeah, it makes me uncomfortable, and so I hope that other people might find it a little bit uncomfortable, that it's a little bit raw and a little bit unfinished. And a lot of my work is, to be fair, but this makes me particularly uncomfortable, which is great. Yeah, I think that's it. That's all I've got to say about those. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. If you have not already liked and subscribed and left me a comment to tell me what you'd like to see and what you loved about this video, then please do. I would absolutely love that. It really helps me when you guys tell me what you like and what you enjoy. And I will definitely see you in the next video. Sending all my love.